Hey guys, so last week we asked you for some help because we are really, really struggling. We're still here in Panama, but we have to decide if we're going to stay in the Caribbean Sea and do a big lap of the Caribbean, or we're going to go through the Panama Canal and take on the Pacific Ocean.
It is such a huge decision. Our minds have just been all over the place. And whichever we decide, it's like, it's a huge marker. It's a big milestone for our journey. Like, we're leaving behind everything that we've known. We're growing up as sailors.
Yeah. We're maybe a little bit more competent when we started.
We've actually been watching back some of our early episodes to see just how far we've come in this journey. It's like almost 3 years since we left Scotland now.
It's been a really long ride. And yeah, we were watching our very first episode here and we just started cracking up and we thought we had to share it with you guys because other than my terrible haircut, which I don't think has ever really improved, this really does show where we began and how little we really knew. We're actually doing this.
Oh my goodness, we are doing it. It's real. We have got one-way tickets. We are not coming back.
This is it. We've sold everything. We are homeless.
The house is gone, the car is gone, we've got all of our stuff in the back.
Wait, what did she just say? That's right. We just sold everything we had and left.
This is really surreal. We've just got to Gatwick and there's like nobody here. I knew that traveling in a pandemic would be odd, but this feels really, really strange. So we've got our masks on and we haven't even seen a single person yet. Weird. What we haven't told you is that this was all a bit of a blind leap of faith and we had only seen photos of the boat from some guy we met on Facebook. He told us to fly to St. Vincent and said we'd find the boat in the local marina, but when we got there, it was nowhere to be seen. Panicking slightly, we took a taxi to the top of a nearby hill in the hope that we might be able to recognise the boat floating somewhere out in the bay.
Man, I'd kind of forgotten we did all of that during COVID.
I know, right? It's not the easiest way to try and set out on a whole new lifestyle on the other side of the world.
That's insane. The world has changed. We've learned so much since then.
Yeah.
Like, we often joke about the fact we've learned how not to buy a boat.
Yes, that is a very good story, which if you haven't watched our first 6 episodes, you should definitely go back and watch them.
Yes, you need to check that out. If you're thinking of buying a boat, don't do what we did. So we did that. We've obviously learned how to like build out the boat because when Indy first came into our world, she had nothing. She was a shell.
Oh, she was completely empty with literally nothing on board. And yeah, we've just had to have a go and learn how to do a whole bunch of stuff on board.
Yeah, and we do most of the work ourselves because of course you very quickly learn that you have no money left.
Yeah.
But it's been kind of like, I think you say it, levels of camping. So like the first night that we were able to spend the evening with the light on was a big deal.
That was like a huge highlight. It's like, wow, we've made it. We have electricity.
We've discovered electricity. But yeah, it's been tough going. And there's been lots of good lessons that we've picked up along the way and loads of highlights. I mean, amazing things have happened.
Oh yeah, and that's why we're still here, because this is an awesome lifestyle and it's a really cool way to live.
But there's been some not so good ones.
There have definitely been some awful days.
This one I don't want to hit play on. It's not nice.
Oh, I will.
Oh, that's us hitting the bottom. That's us on the ground. 6 hours ago, we ran aground. For the first time in this boat, Indy hit the sand. Thankfully, it was sand and seagrass, but we were very aground. We were cruising into Pinel. Everything was looking pretty good. It was getting shallow. And I was even joking about that because we've done a few shallow sails in the past. If you've ever watched Patreon stuff, we did a little season in Croatia a while back where we went up a very narrow, very shallow passage and we managed to do it successfully. So I was trying to be all brave and say it's fine, we'll be okay, and then there was a little shudder. And I thought, it's probably just some seagrass, a little lump of sand I didn't see coming. Oh no, there's some more. Oh, and we've stopped. It's our depth gauge is off. The question is, do we forward back? Nope, that's digging in. We might need to go snorkeling, I think.
Yeah.
Do you want to jump in?
Yeah.
What I'd like to find out is the bottom made of coral or is it made of seaweed?
Yeah.
And are both keels wedged in? If one keel is the problem, because our problem right now are keels are sacrificial. So if one keel is the problem, I need to know if I go forward, can I plow us out the problem? Or am I making it worse?
Yeah.
Just don't want our keels snapping off and there's a chance. What basically ended up happening was we ended up deep enough that when a wave came, the boat lifted slightly and then it would hammer back down on the sand really heavy. The whole weight of the boat would bang back down on the keels. And the keels on this boat are sacrificial. They're made to snap off if you hit a reef, which we really don't need right now. So thankfully the weight kept landing vertically on the keels rather than sideways as if we were hitting a reef. We were on the sand, so they just kept slamming into sand and they eventually dug themselves some trenches. So here's the nature of our problem. Right now I'm basically standing up. I shouldn't be this close to the boat and be able to stand up. If I step 1 foot this way, it's pretty deep. And yet, if I walk forward the bow of the boat, I'm pretty sure I shouldn't be able to see my waistline. So it's ideal if you're wanting to clean the bottom of the boat, but this is very shallow.
Oh, that was so horrible. I can't even watch that back without feeling the emotion of being stuck and feeling the boat move in a way it really shouldn't move.
That was like the worst day we have ever had on a boat, I
Oh,
think.
we didn't show you there, but it took us like 5 hours to get free again. So we had to wait for the tide to come up like this far, and we just had to wait for the boat to like lift in the swell and then slam back onto the sand again, and just there was nothing we could do.
It was like 8 p.m. or 7, 8 p.m. at night. The moon had just risen. I remember
Yeah.
it being full moon when we finally managed to work out a way to get the boat off that sandbar, which is where I'm so grateful for having Link the Dink, with 30 horsepower engine, which is just
he's a
absurd.
beast.
And it was all down to Link that managed to pull the whole of Indy off that sandbar.
Yeah, we just tied the dinghy up to the bridle and just like revved everything forward.
Nearly sank the dinghy trying to do it. And then I just remember you were on board and you described it to me later, this horrible noise.
I mean, it was a noise. There was a crack, but it was like I felt the noise through my feet. So this crack of the hull came up the side of the boat to where I was standing at the helm. It was so horrible.
So nasty. And so, as you mentioned in the clip, it's India has sacrificial keels. So
Yeah.
the keels are made to snap off, but that's what made us nervous because we didn't want to come off the sandbar and have no keel.
Leave them behind on
Yeah,
the sand.
exactly. Because it just got glued in. But what we didn't get to show in the episode at the time, which is kind of dodge, is when we snorkeled it the next day in the daylight and we went down to check on it, that one of the keels was fine. The other one genuinely was like hanging off by, I think it only had a couple of bolts holding it still in place. So it was literally swinging under the boat.
We had a swing keel, it's fine. It's a new thing for
It's
cats.
not how they're supposed to work. and so, yeah, we were like, oh, this is really bad news. We need to do something about it. Obviously, we still didn't really know anything about fiberglass or any of these projects that we really should learn about.
Yeah.
And so we did what every good sailor does when they're starting out and they have something like that happen.
We sailed for another 6 months until we reached Trinidad to haul out.
What could possibly go wrong, he said. Yeah, we made it all the way to Trinidad. We lifted the boat out. Genuinely, I was expecting to come out and see one keel just like swinging in the wind.
Oh, I was expecting to see just one keel and the other one just not there at all.
There was a chance. Well, also because at the same time, we'd got to Trinidad and then we got beaten up by a fishing boat. So the boat was not in a happy state when we hauled out.
It was not. But, like, we were there in this awful state of mind with everything going wrong, and yet it's just testimony to the people that we've met along the way who just come in at the exact right moment and help us out.
Yeah, cruisers are incredible. In fact, we have another clip all about that because they have blown us away at every step of the journey.
We seem to have this incredibly lucky habit of meeting amazing people in boatyards. So last year we made a whole bunch of really good friends. They gave us a place to live when we were homeless. We've stayed in touch with them, we've sailed with them, and that has been great. And this year in Trinidad, we have had help from literally everybody that we've met. All of the people who work in the yard, people that we've just randomly bumped into. Of course, being us, we have bitten off more than we can chew with the boat projects that we're trying to get done in these couple of weeks that we're out.
I think they know we're clueless and they're all coming to help us because we look so pitiful.
We do, we're so helpless.
So helpless. It's ridiculous. We're like, glue not working, help. And then like 10 people turn up and tell us how to make glue. It's really nice. Anyway, sorry, back to what you were saying.
People are so generous. Don in Trinidad taught us how to fiberglass and helped us fix our keels. The guys who worked in the yard helped us lift our keels back onto Indy. And Newton, who came to our rescue after the Coppercoat disaster. And then Singh in St. Martin, who helped us weld our dinghy davits together. And even random people we meet on the streets who always seem willing to step in and help us out when we've got a brand new dinghy and we can't lift it into the water by ourselves.
That is exactly the reason that I love cruising. Because if you have a problem on passage, when you arrive at your anchorage, you are seconds away from someone coming helping you out. And if you need help, they'll be there. If you can help, you'll be there. It's all about helping each other everywhere you go. It's amazing.
Yeah, the whole sailing community is just like that. It doesn't feel like you're on your own, isolated on your little tiny boat in the middle of nowhere, because wherever you go, you have these people around who are just wanting to help you out and helping you achieve your goals.
It takes away the fear of going to new places, because wherever you go, you're going to meet a new best friend. It's guaranteed.
Yeah, watching these clips back, it kind of has reminded us that that's why we live like this. It's to go further. It's to explore what we didn't know before, to see new places. So
we have made the decision. I'm pretty confident we made the decision.
We sound really confident, don't we? We're both like, oh, maybe, oh, I think.
So, yeah, we're
gonna cross the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're actually gonna cross the Pacific Ocean. We're gonna go through the Panama Canal, which is insane, like a 200-year-old canal that somebody built. Then we're gonna just take on an easy 4,000-mile sail.
Yeah, no bother. It's gonna be like 4 weeks at sea without seeing anybody or land. But you know, it'll be great.
It's gonna be nuts. Like, it's gonna be insane. And even more sailing adventures, even more new people and places to meet. It's just going to be crazy.
Everything is bigger and better, and we just can't wait to take it on.
Kraken lives. It's a beautiful sail and it just flies.
And this is why I've been excited about this passage. We are downwind sailing the whole way, baby! Good morning and welcome to the awfulness that is day 2 of our passage. We're moving, we're going, we're sailing!
At last. We've already just about overtaken this guy, and I've got 2 more monohulls. I think I'll maybe overtake one of the monos by the time we have to turn the corner. Woohoo!
Whoa!
Get the tail on him. No!
Oh no!
No! Oh, I feel really bad about that.